Merry Meet Witches, Graybeard Crowfather here. I hope everybody is doing well and doing the best that they can through this pandemic. Hopefully you're not in a lockdown state, and if you are, hopefully you're making it through with whatever's going on and the best that you can. So today's video, I'm going to do a short one, and it's going to be about herbs and what you can do with them. And I'm actually doing this earlier in the morning instead of at night like I usually do. With the week coming up, everybody will probably be getting ready to travel. Well, maybe not, never mind, for Thanksgiving and everything else that's going on. So I figured I'd get this one out early. And I will be doing a video on Wednesday night too. Not sure about Friday this week. It might be a little harder to do, but I will definitely do one on Wednesday. So, let's get right into it. Herbs and, plants are things that have been around and in use for literally centuries. The original shamans, wise women, mystics, whatever the case may be, were actually the ones who actually started using herbs and the concoctions that they made from them. They were typically the medicines that were created so that, that people could get, better or healed from whatever case that they might have had, whether it was a upset stomach to a broken bone to an infection. The herbs were created to actually, the herbs were actually grown and cultivated to use for these purposes. And this information has been passed down throughout the years through mother to daughter, father to son, family to family. If you do enough research, you'll find that pretty much every medication that we have right now is based off of, at some point, a medicine that was created by our forefathers and our ancestors. So the world of medicine owes its allegiance and thanks to our ancestors for creating such great medicines. Now, there were obviously side effects that were caused by this, but they actually would create another medicine to combat that side effect. So I'm not going to get into the specifics of what herb does what, but I'm going to say right off the bat here before I get into the other information that I know it's pretty much getting close to being wintertime, well, for most of the country, in certain areas of the United States, and possibly in the other countries if people are from around the world, that there is still green growing around, not covered by snow or cold or frost. You can find at least, I'm going to say, at least 10 different plants in your area, whether it's your yard or a park or a public location, that have been used in a medication of some type or another in the past. And the funny thing is, a lot of these things, they just look like simple, weeds. You don't give it a second thought, but they have been used. One of the ones that I actually hadn't realized is mullein or however you actually pronounce it. If you Google mullein after this video and look it up, you'll see that it's so common. It's everywhere. It can be used for soothing a cough or helping to bring down anxiety. I'm not telling you to go out and eat it. I'm just saying Google it and find the resources and see how you can actually use this. It's everywhere. I was actually surprised. Like, I'm not an actual herbologist, but I actually started researching it when we had another friend come in and start to tell us about the different herbs and stuff. We do grow mint and chamomile and a few other things, and oh God, what's the name of it? the stuff for cats. Holy cow, my mind is drawing a blank right now. Catnip. Yeah, that's it. Jeepers. Not only do cats enjoy it, but you can actually make a very calming tea out of dried catnip. It's really useful. One of the other medicines that I'm going to mention here, and I'm not condoning the use of it, or if you do, that's great. I don't care either way. I am of the belief that the cannabis plant should be legal everywhere in the world because of all the medicinal uses that it can be used for. From killing cancer cells to the Parkinson's disease, helps, bring the tremors down, and even has been shown to help restore some functioning bits of memory. My mother passed 2.5 years ago from Parkinson's, and what was the other thing that she had? Alzheimer's. And I kept pushing my father to look into the medical marijuana, but by then it was too late. And after I'd shown him all the research, he was very, very anti-marijuana cannabis until I started throwing all this information at him, and then he changed his tune. Unfortunately, too late. Anyway, so I'm going to show you a couple good books that you can take a look at and possibly research and find, and if you have the ability to do so, purchase them if you especially want to get into the herbs and your uses for them. The first one is not an actual witchcraft Wicca book. It's more of a compendium of what different herbs and plants that you can use for different problems in your life or people's lives. Basically, it's called The Green Pharmacy. This is a very thick book. I have paged through it at some point in time and actually have used it as a quick fix for a couple things. If I have the problem, then and you're in the woods or whatever the case may be, and you can find something, great, use it. But it gives you different remedies for things such as arthritis, back pain, for your heart, high cholesterol, migraines, mood swings, osteoporosis, wrinkles. It is a very, very comprehensive book for fever, cuts, scrapes, and abscesses. It actually does actually have little illustrations of the different plants and how you can identify them and what you can use them for. I believe this book actually has a way to make tinctures in it. I haven't looked through it in a while, but Green Pharmacy, very, very resourceful book. Not witchcraft, though if you really consider it, it might actually be considered witchcraft because, you're making magic medicine out of plants all around us, and that's what was done. The next book I am going to show you is from Erin Murphy Hiscock, and it is The Green Witch. This is a standard, I would think, for people who consider themselves green witches, although it's not really 100% Wicca, but you can adapt it into your practice. But it does give you actually, again, like the Green Pharmacy, recipes and different types of plants that you can use. And I believe this one may actually have the process for making tinctures and salves in it. I have not read through this one. This one I bought for my wife, so this is more her wheelhouse than mine. So Green Witch from Aaron Murphy Hiscock. And then the next one is the Green Wiccan Herbal. Again, this is not my wheelhouse. I bought this for my wife. It gives you different recipes to use to bring plants and herbs in and use them for spells and prayers. I believe this one actually gives you the way that you can make a tincture in it. Again, I'm just going off of from what my wife has told me. But if you look in here, it gives you the different plants, and at the bottom there are actually types of spells and or magic that you can use them in. So if you're more laying along the lines of being a green type witch or Wiccan, these are some of the better books that I've actually found that I would recommend. I don't really have too much more than that right now. If I was going to say for a homework assignment, if you have any open area or green around that you can actually access some plants, I would say do some research. Take a look, Google maybe Wiccan herbs or witchcraft herbs or magic herbs, and you'll find some of the most common ones around. And again, like I said, the mullein is definitely common everywhere. That's your homework. If you can find some, go ahead and get a hold of some and just research what you can and can't use those herbs for. Now, take this with a grain of salt. If you have no idea of what you're doing or how to do it, don't do anything, but just find it and realize that you actually would have that, those plants and weeds around your home. Do your research. Don't take anything that you're unsure of. Make sure you have a good working knowledge of how something like that might affect you. So, be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and sign off. I hope that everybody will be able to stay safe and stay healthy. Everyone have a good day. Graybeard Crowfather and Sabrina signing off. Blessed be.